much money is cross-cultural miscommunication costing your organization? It might be more than you think. In this example, it was $1 million mistake, and it happened from a misunderstanding over an event invitation. My name is Kyle Hagerty. I run a group called Leadership Nomad that helps organizations overcome cross-cultural communication issues. Now, it turns out that we all have our own working styles, and these vary around the world. The good news is that these working styles can be defined. The differences can be measured. As Peter Drucker said, if you can measure it, you can manage it. So let's do it. Let's start with communication. There are direct communicating cultures where talk is considered straightforward. Direct communicating cultures include the United States, Australia, Germany. Indirect communicating cultures involve a more nuanced style where tone's more important and where it might be required to read between the lines. Indirect communicating cultures include China, Indonesia, Japan. And how we communicate is just one example of a working style. There are a lot more. This is a data set created by Professor Erin Meyer from INSEAD. She's also looking at how people provide negative feedback. This is called evaluating. How they lead, how they make decisions. How do people build trust? How do they handle disagreements? Finally, how do cultures handle time? Are they on time, or is this more of a flexible concept? Now, if you want to reduce cross-cultural mistakes in your work environment, using this kind of data is a great place to start. I had a German client. Now let's show how Germany scores on these working styles. They had expanded quickly across Asia, and they invited the CEO of an Indonesian client, spending about $1 million a year. They invited him to a customer appreciation event. So here's how Indonesia scores on these working styles. Now, the Indonesian CEO responded that he and his wife looked forward to attending, and he planned on bringing several people from his team. This isn't what the Germans had in mind, so they wrote back and they said, "No, this invitation is only for you." And this is how you lose $1 million account in Indonesia. As you can see, Indonesia tends to be much more indirect in how they communicate, how they avoid confrontation. This is the exact opposite of how the German company handled the situation. The CEO in Jakarta was offended. That account was in jeopardy. Executives in Germany had no idea these differences were so big until we brought them together to look at this data. And it changed everything. They decided on a new course of action. They flew down to Jakarta to meet the CEO and to spend some time with his team. They practiced new communication styles, especially when handling difficult conversations. In other words, they started thinking about the world from their local client's point of view, rather than how headquarters traditionally sees things. It took some time and some adjustments, but the account was ultimately saved. And these differences in working styles can make or break an organization's success around the world, because mistakes like this happen every day. You can use this kind of data to better understand how working styles vary around the world, because if you can measure it, you can begin to manage it. So, if you want to learn more about how your organization can better collaborate across cultures, feel free to reach out to me. My email address here, or visit the website and sign up for our newsletter. Thanks for listening, and good luck leading across cultures.